Alrighty, so we have the new LRs for the worldwide download celebration, specifically the Part 1 characters, have now been revealed. And as you guys can see, basically confirming what we already knew, and that was going to be Goku and BROLY. And now, it's not just Goku and BROLY. It is, if we go back here, did I not, here we go. I don't know what's going on with Twitter, but, we have LR, Super Saiyan Goku, Gohan, and Trunks that stand by more than likely. In my opinion, I think this is going to be a standby into Super Saiyan Goku, so maybe some form of this, or maybe it's just a transformation or exchange. Who knows? We don't know anything about the kits yet, so in this video, what I'm going to be doing is kind of giving my overall thoughts on what we have seen so far, and then kind of giving some like predictions with the kits, what could we potentially be seeing. And then I also asked, what do you guys think so far of this specific, reveal that we had? So if you guys don't know, just a quick like recap of the lore here, if you will. Yesterday we had a reveal for an announcement video. This was on the Dokkan YouTube, and I believe they posted it on Twitter as well. But essentially all they did was confirm what the theme was, and then give us some information about the steps that are going to be going on, some missions, some rewards that we are going to be getting, a step up that we are going to be getting. It's going to be like the New Year step up, where Step 5 is going to be a guaranteed LR character. So that is very nice considering it is free. It literally is just for logging in, as well as doing like some missions in game. I believe that they said it was. So that is good. And again, we have they also decided to show the units, which was the whole kind of allure of it, right? But like the thing with this one is like we kind of had a good idea of like what we were going to be getting because of the the teasers, right? Because the teasers were vague at first, but then when they kind of zoned in, and we had BROLY laughing in one of the teasers, and then I believe at one of the announcements there was I forget what the exact quoting was, but it was very, I think it was like "lend me your power" or something like that. It was very evident that it was going to be a Goku from this specific fight, right? So what they did with this was they decided to, all they really gave us with these characters is kind of showed us that they are transforming, and then also showed the card art, or the unit art. And this kind of put Twitter up into a lot of a bonanza, if you will, right? And like, YouTube comments and communities that I'm a part of. It seemed like a lot of the hype went down because these characters are transforming, and the card art, and again, I'm sort of just voicing the opinion that I saw, that these arts are like just terrible, right? Like this BROLY art, I will say, is not the greatest art I've ever seen, but I am a big fan of this one. But it seems like a lot of people are not happy because this is base BROLY. Now, I think with base BROLY, it's not really the end of the world to me. I'm fine with that. Like, when was the last time we had like a base BROLY? I guess if you're not counting Dragon Ball Super BROLY from the BROLY trio, like, who knows how good this character is going to be, right? Like, we literally, aside from the fact that they transform, we have nothing with these characters yet. So I'm going to try and stay. I'm going to remain carefully optimistic that we are still in for the long haul. But what I did, again, now that was a bit of a long intro, but what I asked on Twitter was, what do you guys think of the new units coming for Worldwide so far after seeing what we saw this will be for a video? And I didn't get the most amount of replies on this, not the end of the world, but again, enough to at least talk about it. I want to get my community's reaction. Maybe I should have done a YouTube post as well. Maybe I'll do that in the future, but let's see. We had Jordan said, this sure does look like card art. So you see what I mean? Like, people are not happy about the arts. I think the base BROLY art looks really good, and I also like this art right here. I think the pose is a little funky, but I think the facial expression is fine, and I think it looks fine, right? Like it's not, at the end of the day, I'm more concerned about animations than I am about art. Like, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like, I prefer to be using the unit rather than just looking at the art in the box. So the animations I think will be fine, but again, we'll have to wait and see. The Part 1 character choices are completely fine to me, I agree. I think the theme for Worldwide Download Celebration is fine, but we should include a Dragon Ball Super movie, or Dragon Ball Super BROLY movies, because I would want Wrathful BROLY for Part 2. So I agree with you that I think the choices are fine, but I disagree with Super Broly being the character for Worldwide as well as the 9th anniversary, especially like if you're a global player and you just got done summoning for Dragon Ball Super Broly, and then they turn around and they do another Dragon Ball Super Broly, like literally, you know, it's what, like 8, not even, like, what, like, I can't do that, like 7 weeks later, like, there's just another Dragon Ball Super Broly to summon for. I don't think that's necessary, but, like, again, I understand your opinion, right? But, like, we have to think about this, like, the theme, I thought, I wasn't, like, I was kind of surprised that the theme was, like, Broly from the Broly movies, right? Like, I was hoping that it would just kind of be like, you know, it would be like bosses from the movies or something like that, or I don't know, because like now the door has opened at this point where we have potential for like, you know, they showed like what's the word? They showed the theme poster and it said Broly from like the Dragon Ball Z movies, and they just had to show the Bio Broly poster, and now the timeline is up in flames, thinking that you know, we're going to be getting Bio Broly for part 2 or whatever, and like I really doubt it's going to be a Dokkan Fest LR Carnival, or not Carnival, a Dokkan Fest LR Broly from the Bio Broly movie. I doubt they have the balls to do that. Like, you want to talk about Demon King Piccolo and Kid Goku not being good, like Bio Broly, like that's give me Dragon Ball all day. But yeah, so I get what you're saying. As long as they cook for their animations, though, I'm content. I agree. I think like the animations are more important. That's what you're going to be seeing most of the time when you're in game with them. So we've seen teasers or like little like previews of the animations, like in some of these reveals. Like we've seen like a when Broly kind of like makes the city like whatever. It's like, you know, when like he fills up the city with like I don't even know, it's like smoke or whatever. We've seen kind of like teasers of that. Like we've seen a little bit of his animations and like his transformation, and so far it looks pretty good. So I'm expecting them to cook with the animations. I'm not too worried about that, but we shall see. Now, TJ the fraud, his words, not mine. Like the choices and the theme of Worldwide, agreed. Wish Broly was the Dokkan Fest instead, but looking like Second Coming movie is part 2 potentially, and will come with another Broly, so more extreme class buffs will be great. Does he know? And a Dokkan Fest exclusive leader skill for Broly regardless. Dokkan Fest exclusive level leader skill, yes. Yeah, I think Broly being the carnival was definitely like, I didn't love it, and I'm like, it's not like the most surprising thing I've ever seen. Again, they like to do this where, you know, between like the 2 units, most of the time people are going to be more excited for the superclass unit, but this is one of those rare cases where I think that the overall consensus is that, like, you know, Broly is the more hype acquisition between the 2 characters, right? Like, but like, what's the more memorable thing from the Broly movie to most, right? Is it the transforming legendary Super Saiyan Broly, or is it just Super Saiyan Goku that gets the power from everybody and then, you know, takes care of business, right? Because I mean, like, if you watch the Broly movie, it's just essentially like it's just Broly beating the shit out of everybody for for an hour, and then Goku's just like, all right, give me your power, we're done, right? Like that's basically what it is. They literally can't land a hit. Like like they land hits, but they literally can't affect him at all until he does the uppercut, right? Like that's it. That's the whole movie. So like, definitely the more memorable of the bunch is the legendary Super Saiyan Broly. So you know, they tend to do that where it's like the character that they think is more desirable they put on the carnival these days for some reason, because maybe the banner format's more like, it's more bait like, or it's incentivizing players to waste stones on like a worse banner format. It's tough to say, right? Because then you could also say like, well, Beast Gohan was the LR, or the Dokkan Fest LR for part 2 for the 9th anniversary, and then it's like, you know, those things kind of happen. But typically a carnival banner, at least it is a carnival banner. You know, people can say that a carnival banner is bad, but at least it's not a legendary summon, right? I know legendary summons have pity now, but it could be worse, right? Like, it definitely could be worse. And especially on like the JP side of things, the 9th anniversary carnivals should be there as well. So, you know, if you do play JP, then the Gammas as well as Gogeta should be on both of these banners, right? Well, one of them will be on each banner, so keep that in mind. Still got to react to all the info myself, but overall, I really do love it. I just would have wanted the other Z fighters in the fray for the Goku unit, because Piccolo got hoed. And Broly should have been Dokkan Fest exclusive IMO, but that means another Broly will be for part 2. Honestly, I agree, but I also disagree because like when you throw Piccolo in the mix on the Z Fighters kind of thing, like, and like Sky, I know you play the game where it's like if you throw Piccolo in there, it becomes a mess because then the categories go way down. Like with this Goku, Gohan, and Trunks, like at least we're going to be staying in like a little bit of a realm, right? Like I don't think they're going to be on bond of parent and child because usually like so the Super Saiyan trio from the 13 movie is not on there. And that, I believe this is just to do with like, because Vegeta and Trunks don't have like the bond of parent and child yet. So like, you know, Goku and Gohan, obviously like they have it, but Trunks kind of throws a wrinkle in it because that was the same thing with the Super Saiyan trio from the 13 movie. So keep that in mind. And then the categories again, like Piccolo goes in there and there's just like a big wrench in there, right? Because like then they got to then they can't do like like the link sets get wonky, and just trust me, like as much as like it sucks that Piccolo got Ho, quote unquote, I think he'll be a part of some type of the standby active skill here, which will definitely show like Goku getting the powers from everybody. So keep that in mind. So I think you will still be able to see Piccolo. But I understand the sentiment, right? But like again, just with the way the Dokkan works at this point, I think throwing a Piccolo in here just would not have been good. But you could also argue that it would be good for Beast Gohan because it would technically trigger the unit super attack. So you know, it goes both ways. Not a fan. I hope 10th Annie is good. Yeah, it seems like a lot of the sentiment is, you know, skip for 10th Annie, and I just like, I've been around this game long enough to know that like everybody can say they're not summoning, but more than likely they're summoning, right? Like I'm not gonna get too much into it, but like, you know, people summon for everything. That's just how it is. That's the way these games are designed, and people always fall for it. So go Broly or go home. That's all I gotta say, especially if it leads movie bosses. I hope you are right. The Carnival Leader skill definitely is scary now. Hopefully it's just movie bosses 200. I think that would be fine. I don't think it would break the game, but there we have it. Again, I'm excited. Again, carefully optimistic. I think this is going to be a really fun time. Dokkan usually, you know, brings forth the best, brings their best with these anniversaries and worldwide download celebrations, and I have no reason to think that they are slacking because the unit art is not an 11 out of 10, right? So, again, we'll see the kits on the 27th, but there you guys go. Let me know down below what you think of these, the Broly and Super Saiyan trio V2 in the comment section below. Leave a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all in the next one.